If we could bail out Wall Street, we sure as hell can reduce student debt in this country.
Yesterday, Bernie proposed eliminating all student loan debts, and some people were mad.
Completely eliminates student debt in this country and ends the absurdity of sentencing an entire generation, the millennial generation, to a lifetime of debt for the crime of doing the right thing, and that is going out and getting a higher education.
Bernie's proposal will cancel $1.6 trillion of student loan debt paid for by taxing Wall Street transactions. This plan goes way further than Warren's, which is more of a sliding scale where households that make $100,000 or less annually will only get $50,000 in debt wiped out, and households that make more than that will have their debt reduction decreased until it hits zero at $250,000 a year. Now, people are trying to claim that Bernie's proposal only helps the wealthy because only the wealthy go to expensive institutions where they have to take out loans, which isn't entirely incorrect, except the wealthy aren't taking out student loans or having a hard time paying them off. I'm not going to mince my words on this, okay? It will 1000% help out people who are going to be making more money on average later down the line. 1000%. But this shouldn't be an issue because higher learning should also be free. You can't have a nationalized healthcare system if you aren't educating doctors for free. And this criticism of universal debt relief can be launched against both Bernie and Warren's plans to make public universities tuition free. The wealthy will still get to take advantage of free colleges when they could pay for it. The wealthy still get to take advantage of universal health care when they could otherwise afford to pay for it. This is an understandable take coming from Americans who are unfamiliar with the concept of universal social safety nets, or who have forgotten that the benefits of Social Security and Medicare are enjoyed by all, regardless of income, and they're wildly popular.
I happen, and I think I speak for everybody up there, believe in universality. And that means that if Donald Trump wants to send his grandchildren to a public school, he has the right to do that. We have public schools in which, in fact, very wealthy kids do attend. Now, our response to making sure that this does not benefit the wealthy is in other areas where we are going to demand that the wealthy and large corporations start paying their fair share of taxes.
Turns out the rich will be paying for it. But of course, it doesn't matter since the anti-Bernie liberals will attack him regardless, as the disingenuous talking points have now changed from Bernie has no plans to Bernie's plans won't work. But of course, it would be much more difficult for the liberal media to attack him if, I don't know, maybe like AOC said the same thing. Oh wait.
A year ago, I was waiting tables in a restaurant, and it was literally easier for me to become the youngest woman in American history elected to Congress than it is to pay off my student loan debt. And I'm so excited to be introducing this bill with Senator Sanders, Congresswoman Omar, and Congresswoman Jayapal to make sure that we start embarking on the solutions to these problems.
But that doesn't matter. Bernie's just still trying to steal the spotlight from a woman. And look, both Bernie and Warren's proposals are modest compared to the bailouts and subsidies we give the wealthy and corporations in this country. From the Wall Street bailouts in the aftermath of the housing market crash, to subsidies we offer to the fossil fuel industry, and perhaps the worst of them all, the gigantic tax cuts the Trump administration gave to the wealthy and corporations to the tune of $2 trillion, which could have literally wiped out this debt that we're talking about. But the media seems to have amnesia whenever we help the wealthy, but always asks, how will we pay for that program as long as those programs benefit working class Americans? Now, if you truly believe that education should be free and provided by the government like in many other countries, then Bernie's universal debt relief is understandable. It's also politically savvy. And I'm not in the business of punishing engineers, lawyers, doctors for seeking higher education to better themselves and the US economy. This is why Bernie's student loan relief proposal makes sense. And this is why I support both Bernie and Warren's proposals to make college education free. I'm Hasan Piker. If you want to cancel student loans, like this video and share it with your friends. And this has been The Breakdown.